So as some of you guys have probably seen get leaked online, the upcoming MCU Phase 5 and 6 release dates just pretty much got revealed. Again, we of course know that Marvel did just recently announce that Fantastic Four would be retitled to Fantastic Four First Steps. I'm not gonna lie, that new name kind of gives me fucking stage 8 diarrhea. I don't really like it. And obviously, Avengers 5 would be called Avengers Doomsday, which that name puts hair on my balls. That's fucking sick. As well as Avengers Secret Wars is still happening. What they didn't actually announce though is there is a couple of dates coming up with that has Marvel movies on there that we are yet to get revealed. Again, in 2025, we obviously know we are getting Captain America Brave New World on February 14th. The Thunderbolts movie is coming out May 2nd. Fantastic Four is coming out July 2025. And Blade is supposed to be coming out November 7th. Again, no one has hope for this movie. There is not a single fucking soul on this earth that thinks that that movie is genuinely coming. Again, I personally do not think it's also coming. I don't even think Marvel think it's coming. They literally made a joke in Deadpool and Wolverine where Wesley Snipes goes, there is only one Blade and there will always only be one Blade. And Deadpool like snarkingly looks at the camera and you could tell, even though you couldn't see Ryan Reynolds' beautiful, gorgeous, luscious face, you could tell that motherfucker was smiling underneath that mask because, yeah, what is going on with that fucking film? Of course, 2026 though is stuff we don't know. February 13th is being called To Be Assessed. May 1st, Avengers Doomsday. November 6th is also TBA. And then in 2027, we have May 7th, Avengers Secret Wars. July 23rd, TBA. And November 5th, TBA. Again, it was said by a leaker that the films, or film for this case, that do take place between Avengers Doomsday and Avengers Secret Wars will take place in the battle world. They will not be prequels like we've seen in previous years. This will genuinely take place in between those movies in the battle worlds. So whatever gets released November 6th is going to be a movie literally in that battle world, which I fucking have no clue what they're really going to do here. Again, there is a lot to fucking genuinely talk about here. Of course, I'm excited to see what these movies were. For the longest time, I thought on February 13th, that has to be 100% Spider-Man number 4. But it turns out, as most of you guys have heard of by now as well, Marvel do not actually announce the Spider-Man movies. That is Sony's job. So this February 13th MCU movie release date is 99% likely not going to be a Marvel-owned property because obviously Marvel announced their own stuff while Sony announced their stuff to the side. So this upcoming Marvel Studios leaked slate that they are going to be announcing very soon, it just pretty much cannot be Spider-Man 4 unless Sony have pretty much given them the all clear to announce it, which, I mean, let's be honest here, Sony, they don't fucking like that Marvel has any rights to Spider-Man whatsoever, so they're probably not going to be okay with Kevin Feige going up on that stage and being like, look, Spider-Man 4 is coming February 13th. It just isn't the case, right? The other reality is what I genuinely think February 13th might actually be, and I'm not too excited for this. I am not the biggest fan of this movie, but I know a lot of Marvel fans are. I think this will be Shang-Chi 2. I think Shang-Chi did actually have a relatively big fan base. A lot of people enjoyed that first movie, especially those who watched it on Disney+. I did not. I find Awkwafina very fucking annoying in anything she in, and to be honest, she gave me a fucking aneurysm the size of Jupiter when I watched that film, so I had to turn that shit off. I couldn't get through it, but I wouldn't be surprised considering with the success of Shang-Chi, Marvel wanting to focus on their more bigger characters, more popular characters, and well-received characters. I wouldn't be surprised if that February 13th release date is genuinely going to be Shang-Chi. Now, November 6th, right? What could this movie be? There's a lot of theories. First of all, some people are saying for the Battle World stuff, could they change it up and make this a Thor movie? Could they change this up and make it a Doctor Strange movie? I think November 6th will be Doctor Strange 3. The reason I say it will be Doctor Strange 3 is we know at the end of the second movie, they obviously already explored a bunch of different multiversal stuff. I think November 6th, being on the Battle World, is a perfect opportunity now for Doctor Strange to really meet all these different variants of him, different variants of all these different characters. Maybe he, in that movie, is going to try and restore the Battle World into just all the normal universes. And obviously, we see at the end of the movie, he fails and it leads to Secret Wars. So, if I had to give my pick, I think November 6th will be Doctor Strange 3, and I think February 13th will be Shang-Chi 2. Now, this is where it gets really interesting because I think Spider-Man 4, even though a lot of the rumors and leaks did say that Sony do want that movie out as soon as they want and as soon as they can, they want it early 2026 or end of 2025. I can't see them being able to do that unless November 7th Blade gets completely cancelled and they have the Spider-Man movie there. That's the only time they can put Spider-Man 4 is in that November bracket of next year, because there is just no other times to have it. There is legitimately no other spots unless you look at like August 2026, which they could very well do. The only times I think they can do it other than end of 2025 are obviously August 2026 or something like that, in between Avengers Doomsday and Doctor Strange. Again, this would give Sony their wish that would come true, because they were obviously pushing to have another multiversal movie, at least the leaks said, right? This would give them the perfect chance to have another multiversal movie, because it would have to be set on the Battle World, because it takes place between Avengers Doomsday and Avengers Secret Wars. So really, Sony just get a massive win-win. If it is like in August 2026, they get a slight win if it's at the end of 2025, because they get it out as soon as they can, but they're probably not going to get it to be multiversal. As far as July 2027, aka July 23rd and November 5th of that year, I really don't know. I think one of those movies could be the new X-Men. I think in Secret Wars, they could obviously tease the X-Men being a thing, like a new X-Men in a different universe. That's when we probably get to see maybe them. There's also Thor 5. Chris Hemsworth really wants to do one last Thor movie before he calls it. One of those movies could be Fantastic Four 2, which would make sense, but I think they would want to distance themselves because I think Fantastic Four will pretty much be the main characters of Avengers Doomsday. They'll probably be some of the main characters of Avengers Secret Wars. So they pretty much will have their own movie 3 years in a row. Marvel might just say, look, you've had your run, take a year off, and we'll do 2028. So probably not them. I genuinely think that could be X-Men. I think will probably be one of them. Thor will probably be another one. And if it's not those two, maybe another idea could be a Hulk solo movie that I've been talking about for quite a while. And maybe they probably wouldn't do this, especially if they're doing an X-Men, but a Wolverine versus Hulk movie. We know that, again, it's rumored that's supposed to be in production. That will probably be like 2028, 2029 though. So yeah, if I had to say, I think 2026, February 13th will be Shang-Chi 2. I think November 6th will be Doctor Strange 3. I think July 23rd will probably be the Thor movie. And then November 5th will probably be the X-Men movie. And I think if Spider-Man 4 is to come anywhere, it will be November 7th, basically, if Blade gets cancelled, or it will be like August 2026. That's what I genuinely think. Of course, though, I'd very much like to hear all of your thoughts and opinions on this all down below. Do you guys agree with my list? Do you guys like this leaked upcoming movie slate, or do you guys not? Don't forget to subscribe to the channel for the latest film content, gaming content, all of the above. subscribe to my RL/vlog channel and my sports channels. Links for them will be in the description down below. And I guess I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.